years ago, Skelix created a Super Mario 64 hack called Super Mario Star Road. I have a lot of nostalgia for this game, and as a result, I rank it up with the official Mario games from Nintendo. Despite truly loving this game, I have to admit that some of the stars were pretty tough to get. Not necessarily the world's hardest challenge, but these stars stood out to me as being harder than the rest. The only other list of this nature I could find was Nathaniel Bandy's, so please don't be surprised that my choices are different from the known public majority. Also, please note that I will not be including replica stars in this list, but I will be counting secret stars. Alright, let's start. Starting at number 10, we have a star that really isn't that difficult. I know the name of this video would suggest otherwise, but please bear with me. This is one of those really obscure stars where the title tells you absolutely nothing. Glide to which hidden ledge? The hidden one? Well, I don't know where it is. It's hidden. I've already explored every inch of this level searching for red coins anyway. Yeah, there's an arrow literally pointing at it, but to be honest, I don't care. It certainly didn't help me find it. I was just glad to get up there, and I moved on, collecting the coins in my path. I would never think of jumping on the spin drift to go around to the back of the mountain. Oh yeah, that reminds me. You only get one shot at the star, or that spin drift is gone for good. Or you can just go and get the shell from earlier in the level. In fact, that's how I ended up doing it. Again, this star scores points for obscurity. You wouldn't expect talking to Toad to even be slightly difficult. I mean, he's quite clearly hidden around Starleaf Tower pretty well, but still, the reason why I put Toad number 3 on this list is simple. I have no idea how to do it. But Miro, I thought you said you already beat all the stars. Well, I did. I've got the star, but I don't see how to do it. What I ended up doing was a backwards long jump off the UFO and praying to God that I didn't soar past him. I mean, this is pretty easy, but I fail to believe this is the intended way to beat the star. It's pretty random whether you're gonna soar past him or not. And I couldn't find the intended way, so I'm just gonna assume that it's required to do a BLJ. Once again, we add a point to the obscurity tally. Metal Mario Meltdown is an interesting star, because at first glance, there doesn't appear to be any signs of the metal cap. In fact, the place you have to go to get the star isn't even remotely linked to the metal cap. Firstly, you go to a cave located at the other end of the course. Then you grab a shell, which you get one shot at using, otherwise it's a reset, and you take it through this little gap in the wall. After that, you have two paths. You can either go to the right and take the warp, or you can go to the left and die. I thought I was meant to go to the left and there would be a warp, but clearly not. So, you've gotten past the warp. Good for you. Now try and get this metal cap out of the box. The box is placed at a really stupid height, so you're almost certainly gonna bonk on it and die to the lava. Imagine if someone doesn't even have the metal cap yet, and they were exploring for another star. They see the box outline and try to go back through the warp to leave the cave. Nope. Have fun with your SD lock. Anyway, once you get the metal cap, you have to do lava fall bounces, which are the exact definition of fun and enjoyment, and then you get the star. Or if you're like me in my first playthrough, you absolutely will not get the star. My lava bounce knocked me off the platform and I had to start all over again. I'm sure you've all heard about Mad Musical Mess at some point. This level is entirely made of small platforms and collision errors. Overall, it's quite the pain, and a lot of people consider it to be the hardest level in the game. There's this one star where you have to go across some floating piano keys and reach the star, and it's quite the nightmare. For one, there are bazaps all over the place here. Getting hit by one is pretty much an instant death, so you can look forward to that. Additionally, you have to go on top of this swamp, which has another bazap waiting for you. In fact, you can't even see it half the time, and you'll end up getting launched off the stage. Not very fair if you ask me. In fact, I'm clearly not the only one that had issues with this star, because in one of the Star World gameplay videos, we can see that Skelix actually added in extra clouds to make it easier not to die. Ah, Tuxie, you can get lost. I mean, I know you already got lost before, but you can get lost again. You see, Colossal Candy Clutter has a slide section, which is much harder than any slide that the original game had to offer. It has sharp 90-degree corners, which don't really work, some coins that you can't easily collect, and a red coin on top of it for some reason. There's not really much else to say about this star. but I must say that I really love when you beat Tuxie and you don't receive the star. Probably my favourite part of the whole game, actually. I hope they implement it into a Hat in Time Superstar Road. Around halfway through the game, you're treated to a cool Super Mario World-inspired platforming challenge. I really love the concept of this level, but I also really suck at it. Despite being the key level, there is a star to obtain here as well, as you have to go through pretty much everything again to reach it. Firstly, the game expects you to have some insane monkey bar patience. No, I don't want to go that way. I will skip that, thank you. And then there's a wall stopping me from skipping it again, along with some bullet bill spam. I don't want this in my life. To be honest, I typically just jump in the lava or try and go across the blasters in this section. Finally, there's an obnoxious skull raft section that nobody on planet Earth would ever be able to do properly with fire everywhere. I got so many game overs just trying to get past this section. You can't really lava boost through it either, since the safe zones are really small. Anyway, that's the final requirement for the level. I mean, there's another section where you have to long jump and avoid spikes to get the star, but that bit isn't actually very difficult, but the path to get there is, and that's why it's on my list. Here's yet another obscure star on this list. When I first saw moving target, I thought I knew exactly what I was getting into. There's a massive target on a moving star, and then there's a cannon. But hang on, where's the blue bob-on to open it? I searched all over the stage looking for him, but I couldn't find him anywhere. Little did I know that he was hiding behind an earlier star at the top of the tower. Now, getting to the top of this tower is really annoying. I was honestly going to put it on the list, but I decided that it's basically the same as this star, but it annoys me a lot less, so yeah. You have to climb up some annoyingly placed cards, or take another path that annoys me a lot less, but I didn't see it until later. And then, you get owned by an off-screen fly guy, get screwed by some falling dominoes, go across some more awkwardly placed cards, and then finally reach the top. Now, I was glad to reach the top, and I moved on to get the star. What I did not think of doing was jumping off the side of the tower. But alas, that's where the blue bomb was. Now, if you were smart enough to get in before this mission, then you probably didn't find moving target very difficult. But having to climb that tower a second time, with the possibility of not even finding a bomb up there, was enough to anger old Nero. Okay, I know it's a little cheap to put 2 stars at the same spot, but listen, getting 100 coins in Mad Musical Mess and getting the 8 musical red coins pretty much requires you to do the exact same thing. And I don't want to do either, to be honest with you. The yellow and red coins are spread out across the level, so I'm just going to talk about every single hazard there is in the course and complain about the collision a bit, I think. Firstly, why is there a coin hidden at the top of the harp? Who was going to think of looking there? Secondly, why are the coins around the whatever brass instrument that is? I think it's a trumpet, but I can't be sure. But why are there coins there? If you even touch one of them, you'll be shoved down a hole to die forever. Why are there coins on tiny drumsticks that move up and down? Think this is fun? Why is there a homing amp inside the guitar that can't... An amp in a guitar? Okay, that's kind of clever. Why would you put a purple switch here? I'd much rather long jump between the platforms than deal with those boxes. Why is there a massive invisible wall blocking this red coin? Why would you try and mess with me like that? Why do I have to get the piano playing swamps again? It already made me deal with the bees once. Why do I have to do a really precise jump to get into a tiny hole in the flute where the bullet bills wait to one-hit KO me? Where did that Goomba come from? What is life? Why is this a thing? Airborne red coins, eh? Well, I wish they were never-born red coins, hahaha! Seriously, this is one of, if not the most obnoxious star in this game. Cloud Rail Station is a very annoying stage to get around, and let me tell you why. Bees, small platforms, a bad collision. The 3 work hand in hand here in a stage where you have to flawlessly explore this linear crapfest and hope to God that you don't run into any problems. I don't mean to be harsh on the stage, I'm sure Skellex put a lot of work into it. In fact, I enjoyed a lot of stars from this course. But this... Oh, let's break down each red coin and talk about it. Firstly, there's a coin right on the edge of this flower. Couldn't possibly put it in the middle, of course. because that's apparently quicksand. Why? Whatever. Then there's the coin by the cannon, which isn't too bad, it's just kind of annoying. Then there's the flipping platform section. It can be kinda hard to time your jumps with the platforms, and if you fail, you'll be dead. There's also one on top of the train. The broken collision has killed me so many times. It looks like you can ledge grab there, but clearly not. Then there's a coin on this leaf. Again, not too hard, but then a flying, rotating thwomp comes to stop you from getting out of there within the current decade. Next up are the oversized thwomps. You have to do a weird side flip wall jump into a dive and hope to God that you don't slide off. God knows why there's even a coin up there, perhaps I'll have to ask him. And of course, the furthest coin is suspended in midair on a fast-moving platform. Have fun missing that and losing all your progress. Now, you may realize that I only went over 7 coins. I went through a lot of torture to get those 7 coins, but then I realized I had no idea where the 8th coin even was. And when I found out, I was not pleased. I ended up having to take a trip to Mario64hacks.wikia.com to see exactly where it was. And oh my god, it's hidden in the floor! Why would you do that? Just put it in the pole area from the other star or something if you don't want to model anything else. Don't make it invisible! What an utter waste of time. Random question, but who's played Super Paper Mario? Do you remember that one level on Chapter 7, where you have to climb the set of clouds for 17 years? Do you remember how annoying that was? Yeah, well, here it is in 3D without the limited flip timer. The music is even here to join you. Welcome to the Hidden Palace, the perfect run of Super Mario Star Road. This is your 120 star completion bonus, and it's truly a nightmare. Well, I say that. Despite its difficulty, I actually have to applaud how fun the challenge is in this level. Like, I'm not the best Super Mario 64 player in the world, but I was determined to beat this without a save state, and I actually did. And I didn't even die that many times either, but I'd be lying if I said this wasn't the hardest non-replica star in this game. To be honest with you, there were only a few segments that were that bad. Working out how to do the bit at the start was a pain, so I just wall jumped off the side. Later on in the level, there's this annoying moving block that you have to do a triple jump into a wall jump so you can ledge grab onto it. You can't actually see it, thanks to the Mario 64 camera, so you can just have fun triple jumping into nothing for eternity. After that, you have to time a triple jump dive onto a singular moving block, then do a frame-perfect triple jump off a tiny pillar, followed by a well-timed wall jump. Finally, there's 2 slopes that you can't see properly and a long jump for the star. The first time I got to the end, I panicked, and I missed the crouch button. I did a normal jump off the final platform and fell all the way back to the start. The second time I made it up there, I jumped off the slope and overshot by miles, and I had to do it all over again. But I don't care, because the wall jumps are actually really satisfying, and it felt like a true conclusion to the hack. In fact, I was upset when I reached the end. I wasn't planning on collecting the replica stars, but I've had a blast 100%ing Star Road, and I think I'm gonna go for it. But perhaps you didn't agree with my choices, or you thought the game was too easy. If that's the case, I urge you to go back and play Star Road and hit L on the file select menu. It'll put you into hard mode, and you'll die to everything in one hit. I hope you enjoy yourself with that delight. Why is there a massive invisible block blocking this red coin? Why would you fuck me with... Well, you have to climb the set of clouds for 17 years. Do you remember... Like, I'm not the best at Super Mario 64 level. Shockingly, I'm not.